Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are Informed and Confused. I'm Ben.
I'm Alan. And we're here to do RWBY Volume 8 soundtrack. It dropped unexpectedly on New Year's Eve. A little New Year's present for us. Unexpected, but not unwelcome. I've been looking forward to this, obviously, for a while. It's supposed to come out in, I think, like May or something. May
something
or June.
Like that.
Something like that.
I thought it was then slated for August, but yeah, we get excuses. This is years of COVID. We understand.
COVID's a bitch. From what I understand, the Williams family has been going through some personal stuff too, so totally understandable. So
I'm just glad to finally get a new season of music.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get into this, just a little housekeeping on our other stuff. Obviously, it's been a while since we've put any other RWBY stuff out. Quite a bit.
About since we wrapped season 3 with our friend Bobby a year and a half ago.
I don't even remember how long it's been.
No, not that long. I think that was just over the summer. It hasn't been that long yet. It feels a whole lot longer.
Again, COVID's a bitch, but
feels a whole lot longer.
No, a little bit good little news there. Bobby is back in town. We have not had a chance to talk to him yet, but he is back. Unfortunately, he immediately got COVID as soon as he got back. It's the one thing we do know. So he's been sick, and we will be getting with him in the next couple of days, hopefully here to try and discuss whether or not he'll be able to come back or not or whatever. He is unfortunately not going to be back in town for that long, only a few months before he's going to be leaving the state again.
Once the weather turns, he's going to finish his wilderness hike, whatever he was doing.
On. Yeah, so hopefully we will be coming down the pipe at some point in the near future here with more catching him up on RWBY.
But even if we don't get old RWBY, you're getting new RWBY with us.
Yep. We will, whenever Volume 9 does drop, Bill and I, at least, hopefully with Bobby, but if not, the two of us will be reacting to it when it comes out, as it comes out.
Yeah, I really don't think he'll be caught up to Season 9 by then. That's we'll little see. Intense, give it. Hopefully, I mean, here I am hoping we're going to get Season 9 this year. If it delays much further, maybe we will have Bobby with us.
Well, they said it's coming. They said it's coming out this year. We don't know that means February or November, but it is supposed to be coming out sometime this year.
That's fair.
But they
fingers crossed.
So that's where we are on that. I think it's. I think we can go ahead and get started with this.
That said, today's goal is the new music, which is kind of the old music done new again, but not new because it's old and soundtrack.
Yes. Full disclosure here. Bill has not heard any of these beyond what is in the show.
I have very purposefully not listened because I wanted to be fresh for you guys.
Yep. I, on the other hand, have absolutely no self-control when it comes to this show whatsoever. So I've already listened to all of these repetitively because a week was just too much. Sorry, but so I'm going into this having already heard it. It's not my first time through, but I am eager to talk about them and kind of discuss with Bill. Bill and I haven't discussed it at all or anything like that.
And we listen to music a whole lot differently too. Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
Bill has an actual musical background. He understands things with the actual structure of how music is made and all that stuff. I just listen to cool stuff that sounds cool and has cool lyrics. So
I was more speaking towards the fact that I tend to listen to instruments where you tend to listen to the lyrics.
That was
I will listen to this and not be able to tell you a single lyric I heard, but I'll be able to tell you the scales they played and the intervals.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
You're much more that side of it, and I'm more the that's a reference, that's a cool reference kind of thing.
Yeah.
So both
that said, there are a few songs I'm really looking forward to. I mean, obviously, we all know one of the songs, the single that dropped. Friend.
Have you listened? You've listened to Friend a couple of times at least, though, haven't you?
A couple of times right after it dropped, but I will admit, it's been a while since I hardcore RWBY'd. It's probably been a good 6 months since I have anything RWBY.
Yeah,
so I am really looking forward to this.
Friend is, I mean, I'm looking forward to listening. I'm always looking forward to listening to that song as much as I've listened to it already.
It's a favorite. That's probably why they dropped it as the single, because it was already such a phenomenal song.
That, and it was the only one that was already complete.
Well, yeah.
Because the outros are already finished. But, that
did make it easier.
Yeah. No, because Friend is, at this point, probably my favorite song, just RWBY song, period. What else?
I already know I'm going to disappoint a lot of people, because I was happy with the amount of Cinder's song we got in the show. I never felt it needed anything else. I was afraid to find out what they might ruin that song with by adding more to it.
Yeah, I did tell him about the.
I've heard that it is exactly what I want out of it.
Yeah, the elephant in the room on this thing, the whole thing with the truth, where it's only basically what we got in the show. And we'll talk about that more when we actually get to it.
Yeah.
But what else? You said you had a couple you were looking forward to.
A little background for you guys. We have been talking about this for the last couple of hours as we've discussed how things go. You did name a couple of the songs. I am actually looking forward to seeing what they do with the dance mix you mentioned.
Oh, the fact that, the remix.
The core song of that is one that I felt had promise, and unlike you, I actually did go clubbing and stuff back in the day, so I'm not completely...
You like those sorts of things.
Dance mixes aren't complete anathema to me.
Yeah, I'm...
The way they are to you.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a single one of the remixes on there that I've actually liked so far. Most of them I can't even stomach to listen to the whole way. I just don't like that kind of thing they do with songs.
Whereas I've always enjoyed dance mixes for a much different reason, but
and we will do that. I will.
We will get.
I will endure the annoyingness that is that. But yeah, all right. Anything else before we get started?
I don't think so. Other than let's enjoy.
Let's go. All right. I put the earbuds in here. All right. We'll start with the intro. Obviously.
One more thing, for what you are seeing on our screen, for what we are watching, we are using Sirs and Madams Entertainment off of YouTube. These guys are great. They put up all the videos and stuff as soon as they're up. Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
We wouldn't be able to do this without them. Go check them out.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you're checking them out here, but
yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Those guys are pretty well known in the community. Yeah. If you're into the music at all in any way, you're almost certainly familiar with their channel. But all right, let's go ahead. Start with the intro here.
They get the specific blame here for what we're watching.
For RWBY Life. Can you turn the volume up a little? Ooh. I'm barely getting it.
Oh shit!
Do I need it? Something we probably should have checked before we started. There we go.
There we go. Hit the restart.
Okay. Oh.
What?
What the heck?
Ruh-roh.
Oh. That's weird.
Interesting.
Huh. I do. I think this has probably become one of my. I wasn't crazy about this one when I first heard the whole thing, but it's growing on me the more I hear it.
There's a lot of the intros that I'm just kind of meh on. I think mostly because they all sound so generically RWBY. Like, RWBY has, the Williams have their own sound, and in a lot of ways, the intros all sound very similar musically.
Well, I mean,
there are differences, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Well, because there's a very big difference between Let's Just Live and When It Falls.
Yes.
Those are very different songs.
Very different.
All right, we're catching up. We're coming up here on the new stuff, so.
Ooh.
Yep. And of course, Jeff with the guitar solo.
Ooh, that. Ooh. Nice. Very well concocted. I gotta say, I live for his solos. They are all so well written.
The man is great on the guitar.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. But I'll talk about that more later.
Which stuff? All right, that's
man,
that's our intro.
I'm gonna set that down for a bit. Whew. I like that a lot more than just the core of it you get as an intro.
You like the whole thing a lot. It grew on you.
It definitely did. I mean, when you look at it from the start, musically at least, it's a fairly simple song. And you know me, my thing musically has always been the KISS standard. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. It's an old musical thing. But the point really comes down to, if you don't overload your audience, they're more likely to walk away whistling it. That is what the Williams do spectacularly. You listen to that guitar work underneath that dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. He also really likes the, you get that kind of lilting thing about halfway through where you get that, and there's a hit and a hit and a hit, and it almost feels like it's out of time, but really he's just emphasizing the offbeats. Yeah. And it makes it feel almost frantic without actually laboring the musicians any further. It's really cool, and it's really cool that he writes that way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't break it down the way you can, but I'll just say I enjoy it.
You can look at the words in a way I can't. So tell me, what the hell was that song about?
Oh, well, I mean, the first thing is, of course, you notice, I mean, you can tell this from when we get it in the intro, is it's darker. Most of them are uplifting. This was like volume 3.
Well, this was also an intro to a whole season that was supposed to be
Well, that was
dark.
the point. It's telling you the same way When It Falls does, this is going to be a little bit different.
Hey guys, this
Some
is
shit's going to happen. Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
There's a couple lines in there, you know, about, I mean, the whole title of it, For Every Life, of, you know, after they go through all the negative stuff of, you know, sometimes all these horrible things happen, but sometimes it's worth the fall, it's worth it all to risk the fall and fight for every life, which is exactly what they do in the show. They risk the fall, they risk dropping Atlas in order to be able to save as many people as possible.
There are a number of old aphorisms from a bunch of different historical points where it's you count the cost of every life. And that really is what I feel this song is coming down. It's telling you is it's time. Keep your counters ready. Things are going to fall.
Yeah, well, I mean, and one of the things I like about this song, too, is...
That might be shaded because I've seen the series, but...
Well, I mean, they are one and the same. They're supposed to play off each other. One informs the other and vice versa. That's one of the great things about RWBY songs.
Yeah.
They don't exist, most of them don't just exist in isolation.
In a vacuum,
Yeah. Both with the show and with each other, which my point was going to be, there are, I haven't actually counted to see if it's all of them, but most, if not all of these other previous intro songs are referenced in this one. And usually in a way where they negate it.
Okay.
The idea towards the end there of, will this be the day that we've always feared is the inverse of this will be the day we've waited for.
Yeah.
There's a reference to the defeat of the Triumph, I believe, which is the Volume 5 intro. There's, in the beginning, there's a line that references the Volume 2 intro. I can never remember. I always like understand the lyrics, and I do really good, but I can never remember exact lyrics. I always have this problem where I can't quote back lyrics.
Is it the intro to 2 or 3 that...
3 is the one that's dark.
Okay, yeah, 3 is the one No.
3 is the one that's like screaming at the beginning.
Yes. That one.
2 is
2 is the one that starts with "There's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, there's a point where it breaks, there's a point."
Yeah, that's
that
2.
one. Yes,
that's 2. Yeah,
that's got to be my favorite intro out of all of them.
That one is good. That one is definitely good.
Yeah, that's season 2. That's right.
Yeah, that one is referenced in here. I can't remember the other ones exactly, but I was listening for them as we went along, but I can't remember exactly. But they do reference the intros in here, and that's what it is. It's a negation of everything that's come before.
Yeah.
And we're back here. Little technical problem. We lost power briefly, so you'll see this is a hard cut when you're watching it. But yeah, let's get back to it.
That said, we did manage to save the first video, so we are just moving on.
We're going to go ahead and move on.
I think that was pretty much all I had to say about the first video. Did you have any more?
Just, again, always say about Casey does a really good job. Like I said, there's a couple moments where I think the line is like, some roses will never bloom, and she just hits this high point where she really hits it.
Just a lot of emphasis and energy into it.
Where I don't know what you call that musically, but which is just really impressive. At least for me, as a non-music guy, is impressive as always with her.
Yeah, I was focusing on the music, so I unfortunately missed that bit of it. But
yeah,
I was focusing on the instrumentals. Let me be honest.
And I will say there's a thing where they do the bit where they do it where I forget the line, but where it's about to go into, it's where it looks like it's about to go into the chorus, but instead of going into the chorus, it jumps into another verse.
Yes.
Yep. Where they do that, where you think it's going to continue one way, but it jumps in. I always like that in songs when they do that.
That's where they started playing with the weird timing and emphases there. And yeah, I already mentioned how much I liked what he was doing there musically.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, all right, let's move on.
Let's move on to the next.
Yeah, and we said the intro was a little dark. Well, now we move on to the well.
Yeah, now we get to move on to the number 2 song in this list.
The Sky is
We
Falling.
are trusting that the Sirs and Madams have some sort of official playlist or something, because that's what we're using.
They have them. They're listed in order on the soundtrack.
They have a playlist.
Not that matters. I mean, the order you listen doesn't really matter. Usually, whenever I get songs and I put them on my phone, I generally reorder them so that they're in the order they appear in the show. That's just how I like listening to them myself. But this is The Sky is Falling. This is the one that plays during the bike chase.
Gotcha.
When they're going after Oscar.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is good. This is the one that has the rap in it. There's always one with the rap.
Normally it's a Yang song.
In some ways, this is like the darkest, because it's got like these apocalyptic tones.
Lost all my hopes and dreams. Watch my life flash by in scenes, and it seems there's no soul on the video screen, but I'm green, trying to figure out what all of it means. Staring at the casket, hoping to move past it, knowing things will never be the same, and that's it. Clothes soaked as I stand in the rain, feeling nothing but pain until I see you again. Feel the waves crash loud and hard. Oh God, lost control. I think I'm gonna lose it. All my sanity's slipping away. Oh Lord, press record. I die without the music. Each breath is closer to my death, except that which is this life is none left. Let my demons live on through my legacy. Study my pedigree. I need therapy.
Not bad.
I think it is probably actually my least favorite of the raps thus far.
See, this song goes right back on what I completely contradicts what I was talking about with the first song. This one is so busy underneath everything that's happening, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Like I said, I just like the apocalyptic imagery. The sky is falling. The end is coming. There's no escape. There's no. escaping it. It's not, we're not sleeping. It's all real. It's not figurative.
Nice.
It's
That was a. Go ahead, pause
Yeah.
it there. Oh, that was a nice solid cut at the end. Just.
yeah. No, I like this
That's
one.
it. We're done. Peace.
Like I said,
Mic drop.
It's like in some ways, When It Falls is much more of a rougher musical tone to it because it's got that kind of
very
metal
much.
thing to it. But this the lyrics in this, it's so no, we are just fucked. We are royally screwed, and there's no way around it. Which is basically what this song is about.
Yeah. No, and they really get that with the frantic energy. And this one, unlike the first one, is so busy underneath everything that's happening. He's almost always doing runs and stuff along the guitar or flipping back and forth between a low high. And there's so much going on. I couldn't even catch it all. That's going to take 3 or 4 more listens to really catch what all was going on underneath there.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this is probably, at least as of right now, if not my least favorite, one of my least favorite rap verses that they put in one of these. Yeah. It feels the most out of place or disjointed from the rest of the song.
Is this a new guy?
No,
or is
that's
this
still
the guy that's been doing it.
That's still Lamar.
Okay. Lamar wasn't the name that.
Well, he's not on the cover. He's not on the cover.
Okay. I thought the third name
on
that
the third
was
name
supposed
is
to be who it was.
The third name is Alex Abraham. He's the one who does the non-musical.
Gotcha.
The actual.
Because the voice sounded right to be Lamar, but honestly, I was a little disappointed with that.
Yeah, it's.
I mean.
Topically, it feels like it's a rap that belongs partly in another song. I mean, there's a sense of distress, but it feels like it's distress about something totally different.
My issue is more that it feels like the timing is forced. It feels like he wrote the lyrics separate from being handed the beat of the song, and then he tried to make the lyrics fit the beat of the song.
Yeah.
It just sounds a little wonky and awkward as raps his way through.
There is one thing about his verse that I do like, and that's the last line of it is, "I need therapy."
Oh, lines were great. I have nothing wrong with what he wrote.
Well, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the lines in this one. Like I said, because it feels like it's part of a different song. Okay. But that one line, "I need therapy," that is so
That's great.
apt for both the RWBY fandom at the end of this volume and just the world in general right now.
The RWBY fandom in general.
Yeah.
I mean, after everything that's happened over the last several seasons and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Fuck yes, we need therapy. God damn.
No, I do have to agree with you. That's not my favorite of their rap songs.
Yeah. Which is weird. Which is almost. I don't want to use the word disappointing, which I just did, which means I did because I mentioned that I wasn't, but the rest of the song is so great. I love the rest of that song by itself. The rap just kind of is a bump in the middle of what otherwise is a really good song. That. And,
I would agree with that because musically, in order for the rap to happen, everything else kind of quiets back and stops. Yeah. So it's kind of a dead zone in the middle of this really awesome heavy metal riff.
I may change my mind. The rap part in Caffeine I didn't originally like. I've come to like that.
I like
it's one of my favorites. The rap part in The rap part in I Burn, I had problems with. I've come to like that.
I Burn. I Burn, so, I think, is my favorite out of all of them.
With the rap parts?
Yeah. Out of all the songs with the rap stuff, I think I Burn is my favorite out of them.
I Burn is, really good. But
then again, I am an unashamed Yang fanboy, so, whatever.
Well, Yang songs are generally good. Yeah. They're all generally good.
It's because they're all kind of aggro.
But
they're all pumped up and fiery, kind of like Yang is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
They do a real good job through the music characterizing the characters they're talking about.
Oh, I mean, admittedly, I think almost all of these songs are just good, so it's kind of hard to separate a lot of them.
But that's why we're sitting here in front of the cameras, to dissect this and to separate them and to give some sort of meaningful more than just RWBY.
Yeah. No,
Which is
but-
honestly what you and I would be doing if we didn't have the camera in front of us.
Yeah. No, but I do, like I said, I like the chorus in this one. The idea, just the lyrics of the sky is falling. This is, this is not subconscious. This is not a dream.
Well, and I don't have the memory like you do as to where all the songs fit in. Is this somewhere around when Atlas is dropping?
No, this is during the chase. When the Hound has Oscar,
Oh,
and they're on the bikes
okay,
chasing the
okay.
Hound. This plays during
Gotcha.
that. Yeah.
Because the sky is falling feels like a reference to the city in the sky that's about to
Is
fall.
falling. Oh, I mean, that's definitely, that is definitely part of it because that is part of the tragic.
But I think that actually happens after when the
Yeah,
song drops.
but
so
Ruby
it's
songs-
foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's RWBY songs foreshadow like crazy.
It's whether it's foreshadowing or referencing. That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah.
figure out.
But
Although I suppose a foreshadow is a reference, just
it's a preemptive reference.
preemptive
Yeah,
reference.
but just like I mean, everybody.
I don't know what to call past shadowing, damn it.
But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where they really hit you on the head with it because we all bloody knew it. It was a floating
You
city
put
in the
a
sky,
goddamn castle in the sky and that shit's gonna fall.
and you established the MacGuffin everybody wants is the only thing holding it up. It was coming down. The fact that the intro, has lines like "risk the fall" and "this is the sky is falling" just further emphasize the point. If you weren't thinking it before, get
got it
ready.
then.
This city's coming down. All right. I think that's it for this one.
Which was, it on its own, a rather clever, it draws parallel lines to a lot of things that I'm not going to get into here because that's time for another.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the idea of it's the city of Atlas holding up the world, and it falls when it gets flooded over.
Realistically, we'll get into all of that if we ever get around to managing to get an actual reaction out of Bobby for season 8.
Yeah.
Which is looking more positive now. When our power died, we actually did get a hold of him. He's still alive.
Yep, and COVID-free.
And eager to come back and work on season 4 with us.
So look forward to that.
Might be in recording soon. Don't know when that'll post, but hopefully we'll be recording soon.
Yep. Looking forward to that.
All right. So what song we got next? Be strong and hit
stuff.
Oh, this is a Yang song.
Nope.
No?
This is a line from the. This is a line quote.
Oh no!
Quote
This
from
is
the show. Who
God
says this?
Fucking damn it! Pink with the hammer.
No, orange. You mean? Well, pink color. Yeah. Nora.
Nora. Thank
Nora.
you.
This is
God,
Nora's
I
song.
can't believe I forgot her name.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
which plays-
I remember.
Yeah. Which plays during the fight with Ironwood when they
Yep.
attack Ironwood. All right. I like this one. This is one of the ones I was looking forward to. Because Nora is one of my favorite characters. Has been since like volume 2. Hell, volume 1, real well.
I dig the twinklies in the background.
No one in this world is ever gonna have the strength it takes, the force to make the pride and take you down. Ain't nobody down in you but you. Ain't nobody who don't believe in your greatness. You see what your fate is. You're on your way. It's hard to see, but you're more every day. The waiting is on. The pain you faced is no disgrace. You're
Stars. Literal and figurative.
so inside you will grow.
Ooh, I like that run.
I like these lyrics. In time you will grow, but doesn't mean you're already whole. You're already whole.
Mistakes that you made will stay in the past. Redemption is yours if you just hold on, stay tough, be strong and
Gotta love a solo that follows the lyrical melody.
think about a little so with me
I love that run every time it comes through. That
I do like the musical bit. I do like the musical bit on this one. The fast-paced nature of it is
the
very...
chromatics. The chromatic runs are just up and down my spine. I love it.
Well, it's very Nora. That upbeat, fast-paced kind of thing is very Nora. It's very Boot, reminiscent of Boot.
Well,
Like
she's
that
bouncy. All of her songs are bouncy.
Yeah.
And this very much keeps that while playing with the chromatics up and down. And I love that. Ooh.
It's okay. In time you will grow. But that doesn't mean you're not already whole. Mistakes that you made will stay in the past. Redemption is yours if you follow that path. Oh, just hold on, stay tough, be strong and
Okay.
Yep. This one is...
I like it. I mean, I said most of the things I liked as it was
Yeah.
playing, but the chromatic up and down as
Is that what it is? Chromatic? Is that sort of thing?
chromatic refers to going down by a half step each time rather than a traditional scale where there's a pattern between whole and half steps on the keyboard. Chromatic is literally just hitting every tone in between point A and point B.
Okay.
And
All right.
when you hear him doing those real fast sliding down the guitar riff, though that's him playing down chromatically just and it's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
I do like that. I have no idea what it's called, but I do like that. No, but like I don't know if you remember from the show when they're having the it's when they're
Although not all of his runs are chromatic, so those of you who are about to jump on me about that, no, I know some of them are other scale versions. I'm just not going to burden him with that knowledge.
no, but if you remember the conversation that Nora, Weiss, and Blake have when they're waiting for Penny and them to do their thing with the hack or whatever, they're standing around talking. And they talk about, she starts talking about Ren.
Oh, in the locked room, yes.
Ren, and she doesn't know who she is.
Yeah.
Because she makes the comment, who am I without Ren? What am I supposed to do? Just be strong and hit stuff?
Yep, and John is the and yeah, once she takes all the electricity and there's that moment of pause before the fight starts and she's like,
Be strong,
that is
hit stuff.
exactly what I am.
That's what I am,
Be strong, hit stuff.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and this is basically,
As soon as you linked my brain to Nora, I knew exactly where it was, but my brain blipped.
So this song is basically just, don't worry about, not knowing who you are and all that. You'll figure that out. In the meantime, be strong and hit stuff.
Yeah.
Just
who
keep
you
being
are,
you.
where you're going, what you're doing, none of that matters in this moment when they're trying to kill you. In this moment, be strong, hit stuff. You can worry about the rest later.
Yeah, or like there's that one, the one
That's
verse.
always been Nora's kind of mentality of everything.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
before she started getting all heady about it, she was always one of those, she lived in the moment. She didn't worry about tomorrow or yesterday.
Yeah.
She lived in the moment, and she hit stuff.
Yeah, well, because there's that one verse in there that I really like of where it says, crap, I lost it.
It's okay. My brain does that too.
Yeah. Where where it says, like, in time you'll figure, I forget the exact wording, but like, in time you'll figure this out. You know, you'll grow, in time you'll grow, but that doesn't mean you're not already whole. Just because you're gonna figure more shit out about yourself doesn't mean you're not already a complete person. Which is really
It's a
says
fairly
makes the point.
strong trope in high school animes. It's part of the growing into the adult you're meant to be thing.
Well, it's very
This
very
is by
applicable
no
to
means
Nora.
unique to RWBY or Nora or anything. You can see parallels through anime, Western media.
Well,
it's a trope for a reason.
It's not a trope. It's a like it's not really a trope. It's a
You're
plot
right.
arc.
That's bad.
It's a plot
that's
arc.
Bad wording. It's called
Self-growth-
character growth.
Yeah, self-growth is just a thing
Yeah,
that characters
it's
do in
called
stories.
Character growth. They do
Yeah.
this as time passes.
That's
Yeah.
good storytelling. Characters growing.
That said, she is taking a very. She is taking a route that is very similar to things we have seen in stories a lot of times. It is not an uncommon route that she is finding herself on.
I mean,
There are a million paths. We all find ourselves on one of them.
no, and I like to think. I mean, like it's not specific in here, but I like to think. My headcanon. I know I've seen other people say this too. That you can think of it as a song that it's Ren singing the song to Nora because he's encouraging her. He
Okay.
is telling her. Very very mimicking of that conversation they have. While she's
when
by her
she's
bedside.
injured. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's even there's even a part where it goes to a plural where it's talking about what we do and when we have problems and all that, and it very much fits both what's going on with Nora and it kind of fits what Ren just went through with his whole figuring
What
shit
I
out
always
sort of thing. So it
assumed-
really fits the two of them as a song.
What I always saw it as, particularly given the musicality underneath and what that ties to more Nora than Ren, I always thought it was, you know how sometimes when you're wondering what somebody would say about it, so you think in your mind, well, what would so-and-so say? It's not really them saying it, it's your perceptions and your views.
So it's what
it's Nora
thinking about what
thinking
Ren would
what
say.
Ren would say to
that's a way to
her
look at
in
it,
that
yeah.
moment.
You can think of it that way.
Colored by all of her expectations, experiences, biases, all of that, which is why it is probably a little more realistic than Ren would probably be with her.
No, I think it fits the idea of it is actually him speaking to her. Maybe not necessarily literally like it's an actual conversation, but it's Ren's thoughts towards Nora. It's like when he looks at Nora and sees her struggling with this is what he'd want to say, how he feels about it being expressed to her. Yeah.
Well, and I may still be colored by the scene where
No, I mean,
I
that's
immediately
a valid-
link this to in the show, which is her powering up. Like, I know that's not
Well,
the scene that this plays on, but
I mean,
like,
it's subjective.
that is
it's
the
a subjective
connection.
thing. It's a subjective thing. That is a perfectly valid interpretation of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to shoot you down here.
no.
Your interpretation of it is just as valid as mine is.
No, I'm making my point to them, not to you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was.
That said, though,
I think other than Friend, which we already
agree
heard.
is great.
Well, we already heard. These first three are definitely, I think, are just solid,
They're good. They're
A1.
strong. This is good music.
strong, solid RWBY songs that I think are just top tier, high quality RWBY stuff. Exactly what
Yeah.
I'd expect.
This is very much what I expected out of an album from them. This
Yeah.
is satisfying all of my expectations
Yeah.
and surpassing a few of them.
All right. Now we get to the elephant in the room.
We're
on the truth.
I should have spotted that 49-second runtime.
Yeah, I will say when the first time I pulled it up, because the first thing I did before I actually listened to it when I got it was I went on the wiki to see if they had the proper order and checking to make sure what
Make
songs
sure
were
you
on
were
there.
listening to them correctly.
Yeah, and I noticed the runtime. I'm like, huh? And then I looked at the video in the playlist, and I'm like, really? And I almost thought, like, was this the old video they did? Because sometimes they do videos of the clips just from the show.
Where it's just a partial, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and it's like, no, this is the official thing. This is just all we got.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
I'm still going to enjoy it.
It's good. I like it. I personally think what happened was, especially since they ran into, I mean, they dropped it on New Year's Eve night with no warning. I think for whatever reason, either personally
They
or
ran out of
contractually
time.
or whatever, they had a end of year deadline. They ran out of time, and it was a matter of, well, we either put the partial on the soundtrack or we don't put anything on the soundtrack at all because we don't have enough time to finish this song. They put this on here. I fully expect at some point down the
That
line,
makes sense.
either with the 9 soundtrack,
We might
or,
get either an acoustic or a remix version of
well,
it
not a
done
remix,
on
just a
it.
full version.
We may get it on the next
Yeah,
album.
either on the next soundtrack or maybe sometime in the middle of the year they'll do what they did with Friend and drop it as a single, the full version of it. I fully expect them to finish the song. Personally, I don't think they just left it as is. I think there's more to that song.
Well, let's listen.
But yeah.
That piano work, beautiful.
The creepiness of this just fits the moment in the
It's a
show
minor
perfectly.
key. And she's singing up on the 7th.
And the way it builds, where it's just her telling her
No,
to
on
do
the
stuff.
4th.
It's her.
Yeah.
Scrub the dishes in
Da,
the
da, 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 da,
fill my glass and rub my feet. Hurry up, you're so slow. You're no good. I hope you know that your life is of no use. And the truth is that no one's ever loved you.
Yep. And that's it. And I do like what we get here. I think it's a great. Oh yeah, I gotta
Sorry.
do that. Yeah, it's a great setup to it. It just for its use in the show. Which I mean, given that that's all we've got.
That
is
was
what we wanna talk
exactly
about.
what the show needed.
It personified the moment, the situation Cinder was in. It personifies the relationship between her and her stepmother. Owner is probably a better word. I mean, let's face
yes.
it.
She was a slave.
She's functionally a slave.
She was.
That's functionally what she was.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. That's how she was treated. That's how she was. But yeah, it kind of just puts you in that mindset. Sets
See,
that tone.
I feel anything beyond that would be gratuitous. It stated the point it made, and it ended on the only
Well, see-
line that mattered.
Well, see, I think, like, and this is just a guess, obviously. I'm not in the man's mind, but I figure, like, I see this as the first verse of a song that's basically going to be the Weiss songs, only just in one song, where it's
For Cinder.
where it's establishing her current treatment, and then eventually we'll get lyrics that will talk about her, her and how she's dealing with her situation, and it will build and build until it finally gets to describing her saying enough is enough and fighting back.
The reason I don't think we're
I
going to
think
get
we're going to
that
get something like that.
is because we've already gotten it all with Weiss.
Well, but
Well,
that's a different story though, because Weiss is a happy ending though. Weiss's story is I'm fighting back in a constructive, healthy way. I'm choosing to move away from you. Cinder's is going to be I'm
stops
choosing to
at the
fight back.
halfway point and devolves
I'm
further.
choosing to fight back by becoming violent and choosing to reject anyone else in the world, which is a very different ending. It's the darker version, almost a counter, an inverse of Weiss's story.
Honestly, I think I would prefer they leave it as is and give me a new song
About Cinder?
about Cinder, a new fresh take on Cinder that lets
mean,
her
yeah.
get her angst out, lets her get her out.
I just want a song about Cinder.
I don't.
At the end of the day, I'm
This
fine with that
song,
too. But
as I see it, doesn't need any more.
Yeah.
If you start adding more, it starts to feel like Weiss's songs, and I don't want
I
to
don't
see
know,
them
like,
repeat
to me-
that. This was concise. It was short, but it got the point across, And as I said earlier, I feel it ended on the only line that mattered.
True. I mean, and I've seen some other people say that. Like I said, I personally, I think there's more there to be drawn out of that, or we could get another song. I want more lyrically.
I want
with Cinder.
more, but I want more as another song, not a continuation of this one.
Yeah. I will say one thought I had. Well, I was at work and listening to the soundtrack, and this kind of popped in my head. And even though I do want more, I think this idea, at least in my mind, makes this better. If you think about this as from a story standpoint, like this is a narrative playing out, think about the Killing Joke. How does the Killing Joke end? It ends with him and Batman laughing, and then it goes
cut shot.
And a cut shot, because the implication is Batman is snapped and he's choking the Joker to death, right?
Because they want to leave it open-ended so you can draw your own conclusions.
But that's
you have drawn the conclusion that Batman has snapped.
But that is something that's right. What I think here is, because this song ends very abruptly.
They want you to draw your own conclusions.
I see it as, this is the Madam basically saying all this shit to Cinder, right, over and over and over again, and then she gets to that point
Cinder
of,
snapping.
No one ever loved you. Because how does Cinder kill her? She chokes her.
Yep.
And so that to me is how I interpret the song.
Very much.
That's what's going on.
Very much, and I interpret it exactly the same way, and that's why I feel anything else added to it would be gratuitous. It doesn't need any more. That was the final stop.
When you look at it that way, that does make it work as a complete piece by itself.
I want more. I want another Cinder song. But this one is perfect the way it is.
The song ends because she ends.
The mistress
ends. Cinder grabs her by the throat, chokes her out, and snaps her neck.
Full stop. Period.
End of discussion.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah.
That's the way I read this, and
even though
I'm not upset about the 49-second runtime.
Yeah. So yeah, even though it is just that little short bit, there is still something to be taken from it. I think definitely.
Yeah.
You can get something out of that. All right, now.
Treasure.
This is the song that plays briefly when they all reunite back at the mansion.
At the end.
No.
Or
after
right
the
after the
up,
fight with the silver-eyed wolf beast.
Yeah, and the whale blows up, and then they all go through the subway
gotcha.
tunnels, and they show back up again.
That's right after they get Penny back, right? From the crater?
Not right. Well, Penny, they've gotten Penny. I believe they've gotten
she
Penny
crashes
back.
down, craters into the front yard while they're fighting the silver-eyed wolf beast.
Yeah, because
I know there's a proper name for it. I don't know what it is. Excuse me.
It's
the Hound.
Yeah.
There we go.
After they fought the Hound, the whole thing with the whale, the mission inside the whale happens. Oscar blows it up, and then they make it their way back through the subway tunnels.
Okay, it's
and they all
that
come in,
section.
and
That's
you know,
in there.
And
gotcha.
Blake and Yang had that big hug where everybody was like, "Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to do?" No. So that happened, and this is the song that plays during that moment, called "Treasure." This is probably my least favorite song on the soundtrack, and that's mostly because this is just it's a very slow, soft song.
That ship's got so many sails it's run out of rigging.
But
Night and day I've waited for the moment when I'd see your face and feel
I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a good song. This is a good song. I'm not knocking it. It's just not my favorite. Not my cup of tea.
I like the more softer songs like this too.
complete. My life is paused when you're not here. Though I walk this world.
Oh.
I don't know why it did that.
It wasn't power this time.
Yeah.
Night and day I've waited for the moment when I'd see your face and feel you near. All alone in crowded rooms, I'm
love the piano work.
Though I walk this world, I am nowhere to be found. Everything
I like the inclusion of the violin there.
and for now you're not around. But that's alright.
Turn for the major.
I'll be just fine. I'm not concerned with sands of time. If forever comes and goes, I won't pay it no mind. 'Cause the treasure of my life is being by your side.
I like that. That is a nice sentiment. That could be high cello. Probably violin, though.
Hour after hour, I spend dreaming that your voice will wake my slumbering ear. No man lost, I wander with no place to go, just aimless till you reappear.
Ooh, I like the chimes in the background. That's touching.
Till you come in view, I keep watch with these sore eyes.
That is definitely cello.
Looking through the tears as the days creep slowly by. But that's alright. I'll be just fine. I'm not concerned with sands of time. If forever comes and goes, I won't pay it no mind. 'Cause the treasure of my life is being where you are. Nothing's gonna shake my faith. I know you're coming back real soon to my embrace. Though time goes by so slow, I'm never letting go. I won't give up if I spend my life alone. That's alright. I'll be just fine. I'm not concerned with sands of time. If forever comes and goes, I won't pay it no mind. 'Cause the treasure of my life is being by your side.
Oh man. I really like that one. That is really nice.
It's a pretty song.
Yeah, really pretty.
It's well done. It's well done. Casey does a
Her
good job
voice
singing
control is phenomenal. Her range astounds me.
Yeah.
All the time as
always
she
amazing.
bounces back and forth and she hits those pure high tones. Just
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, no, this is because that song's what is that? That is 5:05. It's
Yeah.
5 minutes long. It's one of the longer ones. These songs are generally, like I said, generally some of my least favorite, just because the slower, longer ones are not kind of my thing. There are ones I like. I really like, but with this one, because it's obviously given the context in the show when it plays and all that, it's supposed to be about Blake and Yang.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to get out of it. But the song itself doesn't have any actual references or anything in it.
No, it
You could
is
play this-
merely a.
It's
I
a song
mean, it's a
about
love
two
song.
people. Yeah, it's a song about somebody waiting for someone to come
You
back.
could
into their life.
apply it to any pair you want. The show itself
Yeah.
applied it to Blake
It's
and Yang.
it's generic enough. You could play this on the radio, and
Oh, yeah.
a general audience could listen to it because it's just a generic song, which is nothing wrong with that, and it's a good song. It's just puts it towards the bottom of my list.
See,
That one
I
I'm going to listen to on
probably
repeat a
find
lot.
so much more enjoyment because I'm listening to the music underneath the held notes of the
Like-
lyrics, and I'm enjoying the play between the cello and the
Yeah.
chimes
Oh,
and
and that's
the
always
piano,
you're right.
and
I do like
the music of it is just. It doesn't have to be fast and hard to be phenomenal.
Oh, you're right. And like I said,
Music like this really shows the breadth of the musicians that we are dealing with. Anyone can play fast and scream. Let's face it. What this was art.
it's elegant.
It
is
is
the word
elegant.
that's
Yes,
the word I
that
would
is a
use.
much
It's
better
elegant.
term for
the
it.
combination
This
of the
was
piano and
elegant.
the strings, whether violin, cello, whatever,
Yeah.
is very elegant. It's a very different type of thing than a lot of the other songs. and
Also,
it
the
works for
balance
what it
between
is.
the keys they were playing and the way you got the swell and
Yeah.
the bright sunshine coming out
The one that-
into the darker concern, and it took my heart for a ride.
The other song that comes to mind when I listen to this, which is kind of a counterpoint to it, is the one from Volume 5. And I've been sitting here the whole time trying to remember the name of this song, and I bloody can't. I don't know if you know what it is. It's the other one where it's a Blake Yang type song, where it's Yang lamenting the fact that Blake has been gone and she's coming back.
Oh,
There's a line
that's
about-
not Nevermore, is it?
No.
No.
There's a line in there about, like, the only thing I can rely on is that I cannot rely on you.
Yeah.
What is the name of that
I
song?
could pull it up if I had the list of songs in front of me, because
Yeah,
I'm a visual.
it's-
But
Yeah, we'll pull it up after we're done.
we'll
and
figure
we'll
it
both,
out later.
Yeah,
But
it'll pop back in there. But anyways, that song is very much the counterpoint to this one because it's the two of them are separated and now they're coming
and
back together.
yearning, and now it's them coming
Well,
back
because
together.
in the first
and-
one, in the one in Volume 5, it's Yang is upset with her because they've been separated and she blames Blake and there's all this drama between the two of them or whatever. Even though the point of the song is, even though I'm mad at you, I still care about you. Even though I've been mad at you, now that you're back, all I can feel is be happy that you're
Yeah.
back. Whereas with this one, it's almost the opposite. It's, you're gone, you're still not back yet, but I'm okay with that. I am comfortable with that fact
They've
that you
reached
will come
a
back to
point
me.
in their quote unquote
In their
relationship.
Well, they have a relationship,
that-
whether it's romantic or not, or
They've
it's
reached
still a
a
relationship.
point where they've reached an equilibrium and a balance that this song shows that the others were straining at.
Yeah, it's
Even
a part-
things like what is it, Bumblebee? Or no, that's the one about the motor. The one with the Garden Grove.
You mean the song Bumblebee?
Yeah. Is that the
the
name
one
of the
that's
song?
real poppy and bubbly
Yeah,
about them
yeah.
sneaking away and
Yeah.
making out or
But
whatever?
even that, there's a tension to it. In that case, it's a very different tension. But
Yeah. God, yeah.
this song is much more comfortable with what they're doing rather than what we've seen in the past that has been pulling either into the bubbly or into the more depressive or the...
Bumblebee is a bubbly kind of, let's go off behind the bushes.
Oh,
and-
it's bubble pop. Oh, yeah.
This is a much more mature,
I see it
kind
as the way the
there's an
relationship has
understanding,
grown
yeah.
over the years, and I find it comforting that they've reached this level. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good
I
song.
really like that song.
like you said, the slower paced songs where it doesn't have the
not
heavy
your
kind
cup of
of
tea.
reference to it, yeah, it's one of the ones that I will listen to every once in a while, but it won't be on my favorites list anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad song. I don't think I've ever come across a RWBY
It'll
song I would
probably
call
end
bad.
up in mine.
Not one. Some of the remixes most of the remixes are not good in my opinion, but the bass songs themselves, I wouldn't call a single one of these bad.
All right.
All right.
Moving onwards, the
We will-
single now, I believe.
Yep, is
Friend.
Friend. Get ready for your heart to get crushed yet again.
Thankfully, I've built up armor by
Yeah.
repeated play.
It
but
only took me listening to this song about 20 times in a row,
before
literally.
you didn't tear
I had to
up.
spend half the night at work listening to this on repeat before I didn't get choked up anymore. This song is so good.
Light another lonely day is ending, searching for
The way they can have a song that starts out with such a low tone like this and then ends upbeat while simultaneously being depressing. There are so many emotions rolled into this thing.
It is truly a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But that's kind
know
of
why
how
it's doing that.
Penny's existence was. She was there and she was gone. We had highs, we had lows.
But I mean, this song is basically her entire character arc across the entire show.
Yeah.
In one thing.
Yeah.
And this song does so
It really
much.
is.
Musically, lyrically, on emotional, on every level, this song works.
searching forever, waiting but never finding the only.
Huh.
All right, something's.
Apparently, YouTube doesn't like to
Yeah.
pull our heartstrings
Yeah,
today.
I had to download the YouTube app onto my Xbox here in order to be able to do this with our setup for the first time. So I don't know if it's the YouTube app or what, but we'll try this again.
Third time's the charm.
I wonder if it's the buffer. I wonder if it's not buffering full enough and it's kicking out because of that. Because it doesn't look like it's buffering. No, it's still going.
Searching forever, waiting but never finding the only thing I dream of.
I think that's a wood block in the background. Interesting choice.
A smile that stays for a while. The face of a friend that won't leave.
You know, I'm just noticing there are parallels between this and Neo's story,
Yes.
especially with the book, the one friend aspect of it. I never really thought of that before, but yeah, that is. It's a very different type of destination, but
The
you know,
song once knows this point of view that wishes made on stars are likely to come true. So here's my secret.
Only if you get swallowed by a whale.
yeah. I love the way they put that Pinocchio reference in there, but they change it
Yeah.
around so it's not a on the nose kind of thing.
Just one kind soul with a heart of gold. Then my dreams became real and I finally feel not alone. Two hearts always make you feel this warm.
God, the moment when you're listening to it for the first time, when that line comes up and you
one
realize
still
what the
hurts.
song is, God. Call me friend. Oh, God. Like, I've seen some really good AMV videos online where people.
I like the chorus.
this.
Whoa.
We'll do so many friendship things. Paint our nails, tie our clothes, talk about cute
The references, man.
but not
God.
strings. Got problems. Whoa, then I've got problems too. You'll never face this world alone. I'll be right here with you. Protect us of each other's what we'll be. Use all my soul through the nuts and bolts. You're the friend I can trust. Help me see I'm not just a machine. And is this what all the feels means?
The breaks when they drop those lines.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, every time. Hold up, where is it? That da-da-da, which is her leitmotif
That, yeah.
from the show, and they just.
Oh God, I remember after you and I watched that episode, just
Found that humanity, it came with sacrifice, a pact. Shield you from the wicked, even if I can't. If for real it was worth it to know you. My wish came true the day that you did.
That's the one that got me all the time when I listened to it. I'd hear that one and call me friend, and I'd immediately flash to that scene
in the alley.
where it's like, friend? Am I really your
Yeah.
friend? And then I just start choking
That
up.
scene in the alley.
God. Oh. I just want to listen to it again now, but. Yeah, well,
After.
Yeah, after.
No.
God.
I remember the evening that you came over and we watched that episode. And me sitting here after about 4 more beers after you left, just kind of sitting morosely poking around on my keyboard, and out of nowhere my hand just do, and I started just bawling. So I know exactly what
Oh,
you're talking
dude.
about with that do.
Because I think when I came over that evening,
Oh, God.
when I came over that evening, you were still 2 episodes behind. I
Yeah.
think it was. You hadn't seen the last 2. So I'm like, all right, I know exactly where this is going to go. And we're watching it, and you're just all right. And we got to the scene, and Penny goes, and the way she goes, oh my God. I can't, I am honestly, props to them for having the balls to go there. If you'd asked me, would they have ever done something like that? Like back when we were thinking earlier in the volume, where Penny actually asked Ruby to kill her.
Oh,
and I'm thinking to myself, of course not. They'd never do that. There's no way they'd ever have somebody actually take out another protagonist like that. They'd never do that.
See-
and then lo and behold,
Honestly, for me, that was the moment that hit me harder than her actual death.
was it when she asked?
Is when she begged for it. I have a few trigger issues myself because of my own past, and that hit a major one on my part. And that was the one that almost crushed me with Penny. Seeing her fall the way she did afterwards was kind of a fulfillment of destiny at that point.
Well, they
I knew
foreshadow
it was
it.
coming as soon as.
That's the thing.
Her asking Ruby for it, that was what crushed me.
That was, I mean,
That was the one that crushed
that
me.
didn't like crush me, but it was a very jarring, very whoa kind of moment. Like we are going there. This is this is serious shit kind of thing. And they do a great job where they foreshadow it with that, with her conversation with Pietro, with her father.
Yep.
So they set it up, but then they do the thing where they fuck with you one last time. They turn her human, And you're sitting there going, they just turned her human 5 minutes ago. They're not going to kill her already.
Although, if anyone remembers the
And then-
actual story of Pinocchio, not the Disney version, the book, that is literally what happens in Pinocchio's story.
What?
So, he is killed almost immediately after finally becoming
Oh,
human.
I didn't know that. I'm not familiar with the original story of Pinocchio.
The
so.
original legend that the Disney movie is made off of is, like most Disney tales, much darker in its original telling. And it was a story where, yes, when the puppet finally gained true humanhood, I forget the exact circumstances, you can look it up online, but yeah, no, he didn't live much longer after that.
Yeah, no, but because when
He
I
got his
saw it,
fulfillment, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was over. That was the end of his story.
like my experience with it was when I first saw it, and we actually got to the point where she got stabbed. I'm like, no, they can't be. And then you notice the viewpoint thing where it's her viewpoint and all that. I'm like, they wouldn't.
And then you notice the blood.
Well, and then she starts talking to
on
Jean about doing a
Jean's
thing again,
blade.
and I'm like, all right, really, we're going to do this again? And then no, it just keeps going and going and going, and then all of a sudden we get to the point where we hear Jean scream, and the blood with the blade and the tears,
The blood on
and it's
his
like,
sword.
holy shit, they did it!
That was the real
They
cement.
did, and that was just where I was like locked on for a while. Like, I can't believe they did it. And then we got that beautiful scene between her and Winter, which was just
Yep.
wonderful. And then everything else plays out, and Atlas crashes, and my emotional weight was moved over to that, just watching that. And then while I'm waiting for the credits to start rolling, and because I always have trouble hearing the songs the first time around what the lyrics are,
Yeah.
so I'm listening to it, and I can't tell what the hell is really going on.
Well,
for the most part.
particularly in the show itself.
Yeah, well, but when the end credits is, and I'm just sitting there just kind of floored, like, I literally out loud just kept saying to myself, I can't believe they did it. I can't believe they did it. I can't believe they did it. And then it got to that line of,
The one that snapped me out, because I was in exactly the same days you were. The one that snapped me out of it was that's what all the feels means. I missed the...
You missed the whole first part of it.
I missed the whole first part. I was out that long. It wasn't until they said, is that what all the feels mean? And I was like, oh my God, and I broke down again.
Well, no, because like I got to the part where it was, actually, I think I missed the line about...
the warmth?
No, about, do hugs always feel this? I missed that line the first time through. Well, the first thing I heard that got me was... the first time you saw me and called me friend.
Yeah.
And I heard that you called me friend, and then my brain went to...
that alleyway and that first time.
And I'm like, oh my God,
Yep.
it's a Penny song. And after that, I didn't cry. I didn't outright cry.
I did.
I got
I
choked
bawled.
up. My eyes got wet. And I got to the point where, like, I kept trying to, like, talk out loud. But I kept doing that because I was so
Yeah.
choked up I couldn't speak. And, yeah, it was, I was
Penny
floored
was
after that.
my favorite characters. Number 1, Pyrrha. Number 2, Penny.
You and a lot of other people. Which is why Volume 3... Well, see,
I'm not naming number 3 because, God damn it, they'll kill her next.
But no, like, see, one of the things with Penny is when I first started watching the show, I started watching it in between on the hiatus in between 3 and 4.
Right.
So when I watched the first 3 volumes, I binged all that. So when it got to Penny dying and Pyrrha dying, I had been with those characters for literally a day. So I didn't it was an intense moment because it was a tonal shift in the show, but I didn't feel it the way a lot of other people did, especially with Penny. Penny was never one of my favorite characters.
Well, and I found
But
this
with
series.
this,
I found this series when there were 3 episodes released. I then watched the first 2 seasons in time with the release, and then I completely forgot about it for how many goddamn years? But yeah, no, like
And then came back to it.
And then came
had
back to it and finding my absolute favorite character on the season I came back to. They goddamn killed her.
Yeah.
No,
but like I know a lot of people have said that they don't get why they brought Penny back only to kill her and all that, and they don't like. I am so glad they did. She had more story and more character development in 7 and 8 than she did in 1, 2, and 3. Not even close.
She had to affect the party.
Yeah,
I mean, there was more effect that she had to have on our core.
Well, no, not even the 4 core. Her and Winter. The relationship between her and Winter was something I didn't know I needed.
Yes.
Until we got it, and it was great.
Well, that's mainly the effect I'm talking about, is the connection with her and Winter, but RWBY needed more.
Well, yeah, her and RWBY have always been a thing.
RWBY needed some actual closure, which, as horrible as it is...
Well, speaking of closure,
she got her closure. She successfully helped Penny become a real girl.
Which is going to make it all the worse in Volume 9 when she finds out that Sean had to kill her.
Oh, God,
That is going to be so bad, man. Oh, yeah. No, but like Penny was never even like in my top 5 of favorite characters in 1 through 3. Not even at all. Like it was an intense thing.
She was instantly right near the top of my list.
But
I loved her.
7 and 8 put her right at the top. It's one of the reasons this song is one of my favorites. Penny is probably now is my favorite, if not like 1 or 2 top favorite characters in the whole show because of what they did with her in 7 and 8. Yeah. If they had, I am so glad they brought her back, and I love everything they did with her, even as painful as it is to watch. It finished her character arc. It set up things for other characters. She had that moment got that final moment with Winter, which was a great send-off, and this song are all just, what else could you have asked for?
End.
I mean, as fun as it would have been to let's see Penny being a real girl, and all the silly things she would have done or whatever.
It was extraneous at that point. She'd completed her story.
The fact that it hurts and the fact that people are pissed off about it, to me, says that it was well done in that because it hurts. If it hurts, that means it's well done.
It means you made me care for that character. A fictional character enough to have actual feels. I don't even get that on real people out there.
I was going to say, I have relatives whose deaths trouble me far less than Penny's did.
Right.
Which I don't know what that says about me, says about those kids, says about Penny as a character, but why is the controller not?
Could be because of the cold. Our Xbox appears to have gone to sleep.
Yeah. The light is on the controller, but the Xbox is not moving.
Try unplugging. And
hold on. There we go.
There we go. All right. Well, we got it active.
I
think we've gushed over Penny enough for this
over the
episode.
song for enough. Let's move on. We got 2 more songs left. We have 1 more song and 1 more remix.
Awake appears to be the standard end, and then we got a dance remix to end things off.
Yep. Now, Awake, which is the song that plays during Cinder and Rhodes' fight.
Gotcha.
When he tries to take her in custody and she kills him.
Yep.
This song plays over that. Now, the thing about Awake is the first song on the soundtrack that was not explicitly created for the show. You see, it says in the thing in there, it says, "Okay, good night."
Oh, yeah, that's their band outside of RWBY.
That's Casey's band.
I actually listened to "Okay, Good Night" a fair amount. I probably know this song. I'll know it when we listen to it, but if it's the one I think it is, I really like this song.
I haven't heard any of their stuff outside of Awake, but
I've got 2 of their albums.
And this is the longest song on the soundtrack. This is 541, which I think makes it one of the longest songs on a RWBY soundtrack, just period.
Is it one album?
There's a number of them that are over 5, but I don't know if there's many.
Might be thinking
more
of
than
some
5
of
and a
my
half,
other RWBY stuff I have. I have at least 1 album.
I do like this song though, and even though it's not designed for the show, I think it fits the moment. It fits Cinder. It fits Cinder's situation.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah. Oh no!
Why am I getting an
commercials?
Ad? Oh.
Oh no!
God,
Commercials.
This is what I get for not logging in. I had trouble logging into YouTube.
Hey,
and
I'm surprised this is
didn't
the
log
first
in.
time we've run into
Yeah,
it.
true. All right, there we go. Is this it?
Yes,
This is
it
the
is
one?
the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yes, this song is awesome. Oh, right when it was about to cut in.
We are just not having good luck with the tech today, are we?
It's okay. That just means we get to listen to the build-up again. It's
Yeah.
a good build-up.
It's a little long for my taste. I don't like long, drawn out musical interlude intros to a song. It's an issue I have with From Shadows, too.
Okay.
But it's good. I just wish it was about,
It's kind of an 80s metal style.
yeah. Like, I like it. I just wish it was about half as long. That's all.
That said, that was probably underneath fighting and posturing and other things going on in the show, so it serves a purpose.
Actually, I don't believe this is the part that's in the
But
show.
it wasn't written for it, as you've said, so...
I mean, that entire verse right there is very much...
Very Cinder.
That is what's happening to Cinder on that night. Is,
Yeah, no, it is very Cinder.
you know, her old image of herself and how she looked at herself and all the crap she was going through, all being shoved away, and she's awake. She's alive now. She's, from her perspective, she's liberated herself. She feels...
I love the fact that they use keyboard and piano in even their metal songs. Because underneath that distorted guitar and drum set and everything else, there is still keyboard underneath there doing actually some pretty cool stuff. Mostly it's doing counter melody stuff, but
That little bit at the end there, that dun, 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 I like that.
that is essentially your theme for the song. You will hear it repeated in variants in different ways throughout the song as it goes.
This is the part from the show.
Oh, that was delicious. Oh, that was. I love that. Oh. Oh. If I had a mouse, I'd totally go back and just redo that little bit over and over and over again. I love that drop.
Like the way I can tell, I know I like this song.
So good.
The chief way I can tell I really like that song is it's about 40 seconds longer than Treasure. Treasure, I feel the length. I can feel it. I'm sitting there waiting for the song to end. This ended like that. I was into it the whole time. I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it helps that it is of a style that I personally really like, but I like all of OK Goodnight's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They go look them up. If you haven't listened to them outside of RWBY, seriously, go look up OK Goodnight. They are phenomenal.
Yeah, it's something I got to do. It's one of those things I always kind of think like every time I think about it. I really should look.
Hell,
I really
one
should
of these
check out
times
their
when you're
stuff.
over and we have spare time, I'll queue them up.
I think you've actually had their stuff on before.
Probably. I listen to them all the time.
But we're always over here doing shit, so it never sticks. But all right. But
that said, I mean, y'all saw my giggle moment that when it just drops through the weird augmented fall there, it gives me giggles every time. Aside from that, I don't have a whole lot to say musically about this. It is a solid piece. You're looking at a very catchy main theme, repeated and variated in different ways while they flip through both chorus and verse. Lyrically, I mean, you were listening to that more than I was, but it is very...
Not all of the lyrics precisely fit, like Cinder and the Cinder Rose situation or whatever, but like at least that one core verse in there, I think it was a really good pick to describe that
Honestly,
scene. I think it really
I feel that the song
really
in general could very much be attributed to Cinder. Just
There's some lines in there where it's
general.
like, I don't know how I could attribute that line to Cinder.
There's a few
but overall,
lines, but overall taken in whole, it's a very Cindery song.
For a song that was not actually written about that character or that scene,
it fits surprisingly well.
It's a good fit. It's a good fit. Like when they actually do write, they write another Cinder song, having it be done like in this style and this tone or whatever would be a really good fit.
Honestly,
that would be a really good fit.
I would love to hear like an old 80s punk rock Cinder song, just that rage at the universe and scream out loud.
So like a song that's from her perspective rather than about her type song?
Yeah. Like we've heard a lot. We've gotten the song about her history. We've gotten various songs about other people's views of her. I want her voice. I want that rage that burns behind her eyes stuck in front of a microphone and screamed in front of trashy 4/4 distorted guitar. Like
I'm not that specific about
Cinder.
Like I'm not that specific about it, but yeah,
that would be glorious for me.
Yeah, that is one where the first time I found out this song was not actually a RWBY song. Specifically
it was a bit of a surprise.
That it was something that it was a pre-existing thing, even though it was from her band. I was a little like taken aback. Like it's the first time you've done that. You've always done RWBY songs specifically. You're supposed to write the song, but I like that song. The more I listen to it, the more I've learned to like it. I really like it.
Well, that and she's been doing RWBY stuff for so long. Everything you do colors everything you do.
Yeah. Well-
there are parts of Cinder in this song because she'd been working with
Well, I will
Ruby
say-
for so
I will
long
say-
doing music. Everything colors everything.
I will say the fact that it is in fact actually still Casey Lee Williams. It's just her and her band, and it's a song they made for something else.
It's still her. It's
still
still the
her.
Williams family.
Yeah, it's still them. If it was some song that they brought in from some like famous pop star or something or whatever,
I mean, technically, you could
That would
say
be,
that Ruby's soundtrack is written by OK Goodnight.
well, no,
That's not
no,
entirely
no, it's
true
not. No, it's
because
not.
they
Jeff,
get a fair amount of other
Jeff
people
writes the
too.
songs. Jeff
Oh.
writes almost all of the songs, all but one, I think. Now, this I don't know because it's the band song. I don't know if it's Casey, if it's somebody else in the band who writes
Well, I
it or
know
not.
at least early on, Jeff
don't know.
was at least involved in.
Jeff has written, to my knowledge, Jeff has
I don't
written
think he-
every single Ruby song with the exception
Yes.
of one, which Casey wrote. But
That sounds right.
From Volume 7. Until the End, I think Casey wrote that. But other than that, every other song Jeff has written.
Yeah, that sounds right. Well, I guess this makes 2 now.
Yeah. But, yeah,
Either way, I'm really excited that they added this onto the official soundtrack.
it's
That's
good.
cool.
yeah, no.
All right.
All right, now
And now to close things out, we're going to listen
remix.
to.
the remix of Touch the Sky, which is the song from Volume 7 where they're all falling out of the...
Yeah.
Out of the plane.
I vaguely remember it. And
Yeah.
commercials.
This song, the bass song, I really like. I like "Touch the Sky." "Touch the Sky" is
Okay.
it's a really upbeat song.
I don't currently bring it to mind, but
This song hit and I got exposed to at a moment in my life where I very much
needed the up.
I very much sympathized with the tone of it. It was
Gotcha.
right when I started going back to school. I was in my first class, and my life just generally felt like it was on the right track for the first time in a long time.
Okay. I
Yeah.
recognize it. I mean, personally, I'd have played a bit more on the low end, but I see what they're going for here. Especially with a name like Touch the Sky, that they're playing a lot with hi-hat, high tones.
See, the biggest thing I get out of this song is it makes me want to go listen to the original version of the song. That's what this song does for me. I want to go listen to Touch the Sky.
Now, I see what they're going for. I will not say it's one of my favorite of the club mixes. There are definitely others I would prefer, but it's not a terrible song. They get across the idea of the first one. They are playing around with a certain feeling. I just would have paid more attention to the low end than the high. But
So, like, to me,
it is
Touch
the sky, so
Well, 'cause, like, to me, Touch the Sky is a very uplifting song.
yeah.
This kind of makes it squeaky.
Yeah.
Which
It's a
is
little
like-
too squeaky. Maybe the mids. Maybe the mids need more. Either way, I agree. It's a little squeaky in some places.
It's almost like I was listening to Touch the Sky and somebody started running their nails on a chalkboard, quite frankly. Just the jarring kind of, whoa, what the heck?
I mean, I like what they've done redoing the beat. I'm liking what they do. There's been a few parts where they break the main beat, and it's kind of like, what the hell are you doing? After the first main break, it's like, ugh, I wasn't a big fan of that. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I like the beat on that. I'd have paid more attention to the mids and lows and left those really squeaky tones out. But
Yeah.
hey, it's an alt recording for a reason.
Yeah. No, but yeah. So that's it.
All in all, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's a good soundtrack. First time through, I was a little bit middling on some of them, but after listening to them on repeat, they've all grown on me, except for that last one. but that's I just don't like that style of song. I don't like remixes, that kind of remix thing in general.
I am definitely going to be looking into a few more of those more as we come up, and probably going to be finding a way to.
I mean, putting Friend aside because
we've known about that one for a while.
and putting that in with any of the other, in my opinion, putting Friend in with any other RWBY songs is just
Can you pull the
unfair.
list up again?
But where was it? I had a playlist list here and it went away.
Womp womp.
Wah, yeah. Crud.
With the list, I could tell you what my favorite out of those was.
Treasure, The Sky is Falling, Be Strong and Hit Stuff, For Every Life, Treasure, the remix, Friend, and Awake.
I really think my favorite out of all of those is Treasure, actually.
Yeah? Oh, here we go. There's your playlist.
There we go. I mean, Sky is Falling was great. Be Strong and Hit Stuff was not my favorite, honestly.
It wasn't my favorite. I enjoy it. Like, every time it gets to that the ending line where it's...
Need therapy, yeah.
well, no, not the Be Therapy thing, but... that's in Sky is Falling.
Oh, that is Sky is
Yeah,
Falling.
no, where it's...
I'm sorry. I have those two swapped around in my brain.
No.
Be Strong and Hit Stuff was fun. Sky is Falling is kind of meh.
Okay.
That was the
All right.
one I was mehing on.
No.
Lamar's done better in the past. I wasn't that impressed this time round.
Yeah.
That said, I'm very much looking forward to anything they do with him in the future.
Yeah.
I like what I hear from him. This just
I like when they put his stuff in there. It's just sometimes
Yeah.
that
This
to
one
me,
just kind of missed on me.
yeah. His stuff is the most hit and miss out of any of the
Yeah.
out of the RWBY stuff, for me at least.
I like
But,
the expansion of the For Every Life. I like the expansion of the intro.
It's like it was.
I mean, realistically, it was just adding a guitar solo and an extra chorus, but I liked what they did. It really finished the song out.
like it started when I first listened to it. I was putting it towards the bottom of my list. Look with the intros. But the more I listen to it, it's moving its way up there. I'm not going to say it's at the top, but it is moving its way up the list. Decidedly.
I'm sorry, Friend is my number one here.
Well, that's why I say
But
put Friend aside.
Putting that one aside, yeah, I'd have to say Treasure.
Yeah, I'm the
I
I'm the
really
opposite.
enjoyed that one.
Treasure is mine. Is at the bottom here of this list. Out of just these ones, not counting Friend, my favorite is.
Well, and I'm not counting Awake because I'm separating that because I already love everything.
You've heard that song in another
yeah,
context.
I already know that one, so
Yeah.
I'm separating that one out.
Like I think I got to go for Every Life. I think is my favorite one on the soundtrack. It very often is the case that the intros are. The intros are always some of the best songs they do. It would be a lot harder between that and The Sky Is Falling if the rap verse wasn't in there.
Yeah.
If the rap verse wasn't in there,
Sky
that'd
Is
be a
Falling
lot.
would probably be higher on my list.
That would be a very, very hard decision to make.
'Cause
But that is the deciding factor
I
for
do
me
like-
between the two.
I do like Sky Is Falling. I just
And I will say, Be
fell
Strong
a
and
bit
Hit
flat.
Be Strong and Hit Stuff puts a smile on my face whenever I listen to it.
That one
anytime
is happy.
anytime it gets to the end of the chorus there where it says, just stay tough, be strong, and hit stuff, it puts a smile on my face. It's a good song. It puts a smile on my face,
Well,
but it's not quite up to where
and
Sky
definitely up there
Sky
for
is Falling
me
and For Every Life is.
our short one, The Truth. But for all the reasons I've already enumerated on. But
I like it
I
for what
look-
it is.
I don't think I hate any. I don't dislike any of the new songs. Even the dance mixes, I don't necessarily dislike it. It'd be fun in a club. If I'm ever throwing that kind of party, I'm totally queuing up all of the dance mixes as part of
the
it.
thing with me and The Truth is, it's so short, I feel like I can't have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
There's so little there that I don't have
I'm
enough
waiting
time
for
to
the
get
next
into it.
installment.
Yeah, there is a giant asterisk next to The Truth. I am awaiting whether or not we actually get any more to that song
Yeah.
before I level an opinion on it, one way or the other.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
That being said, we've talked about music for a while, and
Yeah,
you
we've been
guys
going a
have
while.
been with us for a while. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and click the bell, comment, chat with
Please.
us. We will try to get better about responding to your comments.
yeah, we are mostly we've been posting a backlog of videos we've already had pre-recorded. So responding to comments and being more interactive has been a little bit more difficult with that. But from this point, we are attempting to get onto a more level, regular schedule with posting right after we record and such. So hopefully we'll be able to be more
Interactive
engaged.
with you
Yeah,
guys.
going forward. Especially after you're seeing this. We have our ReZero reactions going on, which we just finally caught up with that. We've just started.
got some Star Trek stuff that will hopefully be launching soon, if not already up. Go search for it.
Yep. We've
You
already
can
recorded
check us
several
out
episodes
on
of that.
our Twitter @InfoConfused. And
yeah.
with that, I think we're pretty much done. So
Yep.
we've been Informed and Confused. I'm Ben,
I'm Alan.
and have a good one, folks.